All right. Welcome, everyone, to our office hours. Please mute your microphone, and you can choose to turn your camera on and off, whichever you prefer. And use the chat to introduce yourself. Give us your name, your school or department if you're from Central Services, and something you would like to learn today. Remember to unmute your microphone when you're or asking a question. And we are recording this presentation so that others can see it later if they choose to. So this is the DRE office hours about the new system that is replacing Quickr, called Files In, Files Out, that Technology Services put together, or FIFO. And we are going to talk about it and do a short demonstration about how it works. So there are three things you should know before we start is where FIFO is. It's in Oasis, so I will show that to you later. And there are two documents that explain how to access it for school or for district users. Who has access? Your school principal, assistant principal, counselors, data managers, and testing coordinators have access. Also, area superintendent are given also access automatically. If you wish anybody else in your building to have access, you just need to send a request to the help desk for these people. And keep in mind that depending on the role, there may be different things that people will be able to see. What is included, like I said, it's a replacement of Quickr. So everything that it was in Quickr is now going to be posted over there. We also placed historical data for since 1560. So there is going to be historical data. When Quickr is turned off, you'll still be able to access your data. And also, we were told by SIS that if there's something that you want that was in Quickr that is not in FIFO, you just also need to submit a request. And for anything that you go look for and you can't find, sometimes it's easy to miss a school. You also just have to contact either us or the help desk. So I'm now going to switch it over so that I can show you exactly how it works, and you'll see it's really actually very easy. So you have to be logged in Wake ID, your Wake ID, and you go and click Oasis. And then you go into the Files In, File Out, and this is what it looks like. And there is, for users outside of DRE and SIS, it's only going to be retrieval at that time. Maybe later on, some people will be able to also upload. Right now, it's only SIS and DRE that can upload files. So there is district file retrieval or school file retrieval. So I'm going to click on school file retrieval. If you are a district user, you are going to see, like I have, a drop down, and if you're a school, you'll just see your school up there. So if I picked any type of elementary school to start with, so I choose the school, and if I don't do anything else, it is automatically going to be to the latest year where something was posted, which is here is in 2021. Of course, there's not a lot of things there yet. And then you can pick categories and you can pick years. So I'm going to go to 1819 because we don't have a lot of things in 1920 thanks to COVID. So if I click 1819 and do not pick a category, I'm going to have a lot of files. As you can see, there's many, many pages. So it can be a little bit confusing to look through the whole list to try to find what you want. But we have all the categories which are going to be showing up only what applies to the range. So if I went to a high school, I'll have a different list than if I go to an elementary or a middle school. So for instance, then I can go to the GLP, EOG, and EOC charts. And those are the disaggregated chart that our department provide to schools, for instance. Or if I go to the performance tasks, I'm going to have the performance task results. For each of the files, you're always going to have the file type, so you know if it's an Excel or here a PowerPoint or a PDF, and then it's going to show you when it was uploaded. Now, because this system is brand new, almost everything is going to be 2 months ago or more recently, but in the future, it'll tell you when the report was actually updated, so you know how up to date the data is. And then you just have to click the download button, and it's going to download the file to your computer. So I'm also going to show a high school, just to show you now. I'm going to have different categories. You can see that there is ACT and SAT, which were not available when I was looking at elementary schools. And again, every time I pick a school, it went automatically to the last year where there are some data available for that school. And the last thing that I would like to show you is the district file retrieval. So if you look at the district file retrieval, we posted there files that are system-wide summary or by area. So there's not going to be any school results there, but those are going to be some overall summaries that you can go and compare your school to if you wish to. And all the schools have access to the district file retrieval button. All right, so now I'm going to go back to the presentation, and Sonia is going to take over for the next slide.
So before we give you an opportunity to practice, I want to take this time to see if you have any questions that jump out at you just from seeing the system. And if you do have questions, go ahead and unmute yourself and ask. So hearing no questions, we want you to take a few minutes to go into the system. I know it's pretty intuitive. We're actually super excited because this is, I believe, even easier than what it was to navigate through Quickr. So what we would like for you to do is to actually log into FIFO and try to answer these questions, as you should do with any type of data analysis that you conduct. You should always start with a question. So we listed 3 questions here on the screen. How do students feel about your school? How have your subgroups performed on the EOG or EOC in the past 3 years? And is your school meeting DPI's overall accountability standards? So the files that you would pull for each of these questions, to answer each of these questions, are loaded into the FIFO system, and they are files that you are accustomed to seeing because we posted those same files in Quickr. So if you could take a few minutes to try to locate those files, and we will ask you what are those files. So that was about 2 minutes. Does anyone need more time? If you could just respond in the chat, yes or no. Okay. The last question might stump you a little bit if you're not as familiar with the report. So if you're stuck on that one, don't fret. Okay, what about now? Is it safe to move forward? So what I want to do now is just open it up for just conversations about your experience and just sifting or clicking through the system. Just what are your general thoughts before we go to answering the questions? What are your general thoughts about the system? Was it easy to actually find a file, confusing, or piece of cake? Anyone? So easy to navigate and find files. Thank you. The categories help filter. Yes, both of those are very good. Yes, it is definitely quicker than our previous Quickr. So moving to the actual questions, how do your students feel about your school? That is the survey file. So, survey, when you're asking students about their perceptions of your school, you know that should be a signal to survey. So the easiest way would be to go to the category and look for student survey results. And you could see the student survey results are there. You can download your file. The second one is about EOG or EOC reports for the past 3 years. So one file that you could, you would again go to the categories, and there's a couple of options there for you. There's a CCR, EOG, EOC charts. There's a GLP, which is grade level proficiency, or CCR is college and career readiness. And there's an EOG file that's there as well. So if you clicked on one of the charts, I'm going to click on the GLP chart. You can see the disaggregated charts that Ann Sylvie mentioned earlier as a file for you to download. And if you were to download and open that file has 3 years worth of data that's included, starting with the 18-19 year, which was the last year our students tested, and going all the way back to 16-17. You should see 3 years worth of data. And the final question about DPI's overall accountability standards, that was a little tough if you're not familiar with the internal results review report. And so that is the report that's sent to schools that will provide you with your school grades, your overall school grades, if you're making growth by your subgroups, the participation rates on the EOG or EOC assessments. And so that's where you, and also your long-term goals. All of that information is provided in that internal results review report. So again, you would go to the categories, look for internal results review. You can select the year that you're most interested in, which the most recent year is the 2018-19 school year, and download that file, which is a PDF file for you. So we basically wanted to just show you that the same reports that are in Quickr are now loaded into FIFO. And it's just a matter of selecting the appropriate category that you're looking for, as well as the school year that you're looking for, and then downloading the file. Do you have any questions? So,
any other questions? General questions? Can somebody put the link to the FIFO FAQ in the chat, please?
Thank you, Spencer. Schools do have the opportunity to upload files, but that button is not turned on. SIS will turn the upload button on when we have a request for schools to upload files. So they will only see that when there is actually something that we're requesting that they upload. And the link to the FAQ document that Ann Sylvie just mentioned provides you with information that you can share with other people on your staff with some questions that we thought might be frequently asked of you. Also embedded in that particular document are instructions on how to access the FIFO system, which as you went in, it was in OASIS. But it is a little handy document that you can use as a quick tutorial or reminder of the things that we discussed today. No, well, if you are, so the question is about confidential information in any of the files. Most of the files that are included in the FIFO system are only school level files. However, for high schools, there is one file in particular, the AP credentialing file, that you can drill down to the student level to see which AP classes that student has taken. Other than that, this system is really designated to providing schools with overall summaries of their data. In order to access individual student information, schools would need to go to the SOAR rosters, which are also located in OASIS. So for the most part, there are not any confidential files that are included in FIFO.
Well, except for what the testing office puts in there.
Oh, yes.
They put the rosters, the test result rosters.
Oh, you're right. You're right. So yes, the testing office will continue to load things like the testing rosters immediately after you guys turn in your results. They'll load those rosters. They will also load the goal summary reports by grade level and by teacher. So that information will also be included in the FIFO system.
We had a question on whether we can access FIFO from home or outside the Wake County internet.
As long as you are logged in the Wake ID system?
Yes, that's correct.
Then you don't have to be on VPN or anything to log in there. So yes, you can.
So as you play around in FIFO and start looking for your data files, if you do have questions, feel free to send us an email or give us a phone call in Data and Accountability, and we will respond to your questions as quickly as we can. We will continue to include notifications in the principal email anytime there's a new data file that's included in FIFO or uploaded into FIFO. Then we'll put a message in the principal email, the all staff email, and also we will post on our Wake Connect page. And I think, Ann Sylvie, we've surpassed the 30-second rule of silence. So if there are no other questions, we can give you back 7 minutes of time. Thank you guys for attending.
Thank
And
you.
again, let us know if you have questions.